Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have another special guest with me and I'm going to let her introduce herself to you. So what's your name?
My name is Ashrita.
How old are you?
I'm 7.
Okay, so what book do you want to read today?
Let's go with the Legend Hunters.
So guys, today we're going to read the Backyardigans Legend Hunters. So guys, before we start reading the book today, I want to share something with you. Ashrita said that she was really excited when she saw my first video and she wanted to read a book with me.
And it was really exciting when I first get to read it, so I really wanted to come over and do it with her. So I wanted to read with her because I thought she reads really good to children.
Okay, thank you, Ashrita.
You're welcome.
Legend Hunters by Christine Ritchie, illustrated by Warner McGee. "We're legend hunters," shouted Pablo and Tyrone as they boarded their expedition boat. The legend hunters were embarking on a mission to take a picture of the famous monster of the Murk. Legend has it that the monster of the Murk lurks in the muck at the bottom of the murky sea, explained legend hunter Tyrone. No one has ever been able to take its picture. Until now, replied legend hunter Pablo as he fiddled with his special underwater camera. We'll get a picture of that legendary sea monster. The legend hunters headed towards the muckiest, murkiest part of the murky sea. Meanwhile, submariners Uniqua and Tasha were preparing their submarine for a deep dive. Submariner Uniqua, are you ready to chart our way through the deep, dark water and perform picture-taking operations? Asked submariner Tasha. She took hold of the throttle and pointed the submarine toward the bottom of the sea. Aye, aye, submariner Uniqua replied. Deep dive. On board the expedition boat, legend hunter Tyrone turned on the sonar monster tracking system. Beep, beep, beep. A large object had been detected in the water below. It must be the monster of the Murk, whispered legend hunter Pablo. The legend hunters quickly lowered their camera into the water and started taking pictures. The submariners were snapping pictures and collecting scientific data when a dark shadow came over the sub. Then something long and stringy wrapped itself around the periscope. What is that? Asked submariner Uniqua. Looks like a tentacle, said submariner Tasha nervously, and a tentacle in the murky water can only mean one thing. It must be the monster of the Murk, gasped the submariners. Full throttle ahead. So, Ashrita, do you think it was actually the sea monster, or do you think it was something else based on the context clues that has been provided?
I think it's the sea monster.
You do? Yes. I think it might be probably the other explorers, because this probably is a ship or something.
You may be right.
But let's find out what happens next. Hey, shouted Pablo as the camera cable tightened. The sea monster is trying to take our camera. It really doesn't want its picture taken, cried legend hunter Tyrone. Don't let it get our camera. Let's pull it up. The legend hunters pulled on the cable with all their might, but the monster did not let go of the camera. Whoa, called submariner Tasha as the submarine rocked back and forth. The Murk monster sure is strong. Engage the propellers, exclaimed submariner Uniqua. If we go really fast, the monster will never be able to hold on. I can't hold on. The monster is stronger than we are, cried legend hunter Pablo as he pulled and tugged on the camera cable. What do we do? What do we do? We'll have to outsmart him, replied legend hunter Tyrone. Let's stop pulling on the count of 3. Maybe the Murk monster will be so surprised he'll let go of the cable. Ready? 1, 2, 3. The legend hunters drop the cable. Submariner Uniqua pushed the throttle as high as it would go. We have to get free. Increase speed, she shouted. Suddenly, the monster let go of the submarine. The submarine shot through the murky water, sending Uniqua stumbling backwards. She crashed into Tasha, who bumped into a big red button on the control panel. An alarm sounded. Oops, said Submariner Tasha. What does this button do again? Then she remembered as the submarine started to rise out of the water. The Merc monster is coming out of the water, exclaimed Legend Hunter Pablo. Quick, grab the camera. The Legend Hunters gave one tug on the cable, and the camera flew out of the water. Pablo and Tyrone tumbled backward. When they scrambled to their feet, they didn't see the monster, but they did spot a submarine. Help, help, called the submariners. The monster of the Merc is after us. Legend Hunters Pablo and Tyrone pulled the submarine to safety. Back on the land, the submariners and the legend hunters compared notes. We almost caught the monster of the Merc, bragged legend hunter Pablo, but he got away. Well, we were almost caught by the monster, replied submariner Tasha, but we got away. Pablo was excited. Did you get a picture of him? Everyone took out their photographs. Hey, I don't see a monster in any of these pictures, said Uniqua. Sure enough, the water was just too murky to see anything. The monster had avoided being photographed again. I guess we'll never know what he looks like, said legend hunter Tyrone. The legend of the monster of the Merc lives on. Ashita, what was your favorite part of that book?
My favorite part of the book was when they found out there was no monster. They didn't see the picture of the monster in the sea because they only got pictures of the sea, not the monster in the sea.
Nice. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed that story just as much as me and Ashita did. But before you leave, make sure to like and subscribe.